Hello and welcome to today's March 5th third stimulus check update and third stimulus package update, as well as trending news. If you're a subscribed member of my community, welcome back. I've got some stuff to share with you today. All right, before I jump into this, don't forget to click on the link and go register for the cash contest giveaway. My wife and I are giving away $2,000. We're going to have 20 winners. That will end on March 14th. I'd also like to thank today's video sponsor, Audible. I'll tell you more about their generous offer, but let's go ahead and jump into today's update. All right, so is it me or do politicians like to do these stimulus check debates and votes in the middle of the night when no one is watching? The entire $1.9 trillion stimulus package bill was read out loud to the Senate last night. Took more than 10 hours, and very few people were actually there to listen to it. But there was some interesting things that have come out of that and things that have already been stripped away from the stimulus package because of that. The vote-a-rama in the Senate is now underway, and there's a lot of back and forth happening. So let me just share what's going on right now. Now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says no one is going home this weekend unless the $1.9 trillion stimulus package is passed. He said, we will work all weekend if we have to. More progressive Democrats that complained about President Biden breaking promises on cutting 16 million American taxpayers out of their $1,400 stimulus check only complained for about one day. They made this big fuss. They said that this shouldn't happen. This is breaking promises. But today they're saying we're going to get on board with President Biden and we are going to move forward and vote to pass the stimulus package. This was the first of many big changes. The next big change is that they want to lower the federal unemployment weekly boost down to $300 a week. However, they said that they are going to make the first $10,200 of your unemployment untaxable. So basically they're saying we were going to pay you $400 and tax you. Now we're going to pay you $300 and not tax you. And it all kind of comes out in the wash, and it allows us to look like we have a much smaller budget for the stimulus package. So this was their justification for giving you less money. Now, one thing that came up during the reading of the new stimulus bill was that federal employees that have children out of school could qualify for $1,400 a week stimulus checks to help ease the difficulties of having children out of school. For me, this is a total joke. These politicians figured out a way to give themselves $1,400 a week while giving the American people almost no help for their children that are out of school. So let me ask you, did you get anything for having your children home? I know we didn't. In fact, we chose to pull our children out completely and homeschool them with no government support. It's just crazy how they give so little to the American taxpayer and so much to themselves. Now, inside of this portion, they allow themselves to get $1,400 a week for 15 weeks. When you run the math on that, that means that they could give themselves up to $21,000 of free money. It makes me absolutely sick to think that they appropriate American tax dollars this way to themselves. I don't know if you knew about this. I just saw this, and it has me absolutely disgusted. Now, it looks like the $15 minimum wage section of the bill will most likely not advance in the Senate version of the next stimulus bill. I say this because Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema have already voted against it this morning. Now, let me tell you about today's video sponsor, and then I'll be back on with more update. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Audible. When Audible first approached me about being a video sponsor, I got so excited because Casey and I have been using Audible for about 5 years now. Both Casey and I have used Audible to learn more and get through more books as we've been members. One thing that we like about Audible is we can listen to it while we're driving in the car or doing laundry or just spending time together, or listen to it apart. While traveling recently, we got a chance to listen to Matthew McConaughey's new book, Green Lights. It was so funny. That guy has lived a crazy life. But I also liked how his book highlighted the importance of looking for the positive during difficult times. Now, recently, they expanded their catalog at Audible with something called Audible Plus. It has podcasts and Audible originals. They literally have thousands and thousands of titles to choose from. And they've got a great offer for my community. If you go to audible.com/Stephen Gardner, you're going to get a free 30-day trial, or you can text Stephen Gardner to 500-500 to get your free 30-day trial. I'll go ahead and make sure and leave that link below. Today it was revealed that Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski might actually vote in favor of the next stimulus package. Murkowski is the senator from Alaska. She is often called a rhino by the Republican Party. This stands for Republican in name only. This is because she tends to vote more like a Democrat. So if Senator Murkowski votes for the bill, Democrats might not need Senator Manchin, who is from West Virginia, to vote with them. So they may actually end up getting the 50 votes they need if they pick up Senator Murkowski, but lose Senator Manchin. The Votorama debate in the Senate is now underway. It is expected to take between 15 to 20 hours. This means the vote for the next stimulus package will happen most likely tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. So there could be a lot of changes that happen between the time you see this and when it actually passes. These are just the ones that have happened right now, and I wanted to get this information out to you before I left the office for the weekend. Now, Senator Mitch McConnell said that he and his colleagues will continue to pressure Democrats to trim their crazy provisions from this stimulus bill. Senator Patrick Toomey of Pennsylvania blasted Democrats over the $350 billion for state and local government. He said new data has come out this week that shows that tax revenue is up in most cases in most states. Toomey said, in fact, amazingly enough, the numbers are now in for 2020. State and local tax collections were actually $20 billion higher than 2019. And 2019 set all-time revenue tax records. So he's saying in 2019, we set records, and now in 2020, even with this crazy coronavirus lockdown, we just set a new record. Why are we doing $350 billion of more debt to states that don't actually need the money? Again, I'm just reading you what is coming from different party members. Senator Rick Scott from Florida said, "We need to help the American people and the American worker." But beyond that, he issued a warning that adding this kind of spending to the budget will make groceries and household items more expensive. Then there won't be more stimulus, and the poorest Americans will be trapped by higher prices. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Wednesday defended state and local funding, pointing to layoffs from last year. She said, "To throw some data back at you, 1.3 million state and local government jobs have been lost since the beginning of the pandemic. The people were listening to are 400 mayors, Democrats and Republicans, who have conveyed clearly that they need assistance. They need funding to ensure that they can keep cops on the beat, they can keep firefighters employed, and they can keep state and local government functioning." So basically, she's saying the reason that they need this is we need to bring back those 1.3 million jobs, and we need to ensure that there's not more layoffs. So it's very contradictory to what other senators are saying that are saying, listen, these states actually brought in more money, and you're saying that they didn't, and yet the data is there. So these are all things that they are going to have to work through as they go into the weekend. But again, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is saying that we're not leaving this weekend until this bill is passed. And you have the opposite side of that, Mitch McConnell, who's not saying that it won't pass. He's just saying he's going to be putting as much pressure on the Democrats as he can to trim out the wasteful spending. And I think that's one reason why they wanted that bill read out loud. So this is my update for today. A lot of things are changing. Not major things, but small amounts of money for those that are unemployed, and also stimulus checks for those that make higher amounts of income. They're saying that they probably don't need that money. So anyway, before you go into the weekend, make sure to check out that cash contest giveaway. Also check out Audible. 30 free days. I mean, you'll definitely be able to get through a book in 30 days. So it's a generous offer. Also, make sure to check out the video that I released this morning about a crazy robbery that happened just yesterday in San Francisco. As you go into the weekend, I wish to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.